I mean, Paris says it has no intention of complying with the ultimatum to pull its diplomats out of Niger today. What could happen next?
Well, Sarah, that is what everyone's waiting for to see what happens next, because that deadline issued to the French top diplomat, the ambassador, French ambassador to Niger, to exit on Friday elapsed yesterday, last night, Sunday. And we did see lots of protesters outside the French military base camp on the outskirts of the capital, and also more protests almost encircling the French embassy in the capital, Niamey, even leading up to the night. Now, what we do here, according to thrillers, is that electricity supply and water has been cut off from the French embassy, and it looks like the junta have gone ahead to even order a blockade of food supply to the French embassy, perhaps trying to force out the French, out of Niger, since the French authorities made it clear that the junta does not have the authority to exit the French ambassador. So.
It's the latest protest in support of Niger's coup leaders and against its former colonial power. After almost filling a stadium earlier in the weekend, demonstrators have been rallying outside France's military base in the capital Niamey this Sunday. The demands are clear. They want to see the French troops out of the country.
We don't want the French anymore. We don't like them. They say Niger is a poor country, but when we tell them to leave, they refuse.
People are suffering. ECOWAS can increase its sanctions, but we will resist to the death.
The Economic Community of African States, or ECOWAS, has been attempting to negotiate with the leaders of the coup and says it would be prepared to deploy troops should these talks fail. It's been just over a month since the junta toppled President Mohamed Bazoum and took control of Niger. France has 1,500 soldiers still based in the country, where they'd been helping the president fight off jihadist forces. And on Friday, the junta gave France's ambassador 48 hours until Sunday night to leave the country.
The French ambassador to Niger dealt the military government in the country, and he is now licking his wounds. He has been left with no water, no power, and no access to food. So let's wait and see how long he stays in there before he decided to move to his own country. This is really strange, okay? Because I have never seen a situation whereby a diplomat will be asked to leave by the government of a country, and then the diplomat refuses to go, citing that he or she does not recognize the government of that country. It's really a very funny situation. I have never, ever heard of a situation like this. Never, ever. Who do they think they are? They will come into an independent country. They will come into a sovereign country as a guest. And they will start dictating what goes on in that country. This is really a shocking thing to be seen. And to all of us, the Africans, this should come as an eye-opener so that we can begin to understand what is going on in Africa. We can begin to ask this fundamental question: are we, the Africans, really independent? Do the West really value our independence? Do they even consider us as being independent nations? Because if France really consider Niger as an independent nation, they won't be doing what they are doing. They won't be saying openly that they will not respect the military government in the country. And they won't be refusing up till now to acknowledge that there is a new government in place. They are still thinking that maybe somehow, they can manipulate the people, or they can manipulate some small fractions in the country to stir up uprising, and by so doing, take down the military juntas. That is what they might be thinking. France has always had their way in Africa. They have always gotten what they wanted. They have always succeeded in staging so many coups and deposing leaders who are against them. They have been very, very successful in doing that in Africa. And this has emboldened them. They still think that they can still get things their way. They have the audacity to disrespect the leader of a country. If I remember correctly, when Taliban took over Afghanistan, they quickly pulled out the ambassador and all the staffs working at the embassy. When Mali asked them to move out, they did that. When Burkina Faso told them it was time for them to go, they did that. Now it came the time of Niger, and they said, no way, we are not going anywhere. It's funny. It's funny. But I like the way the Nigerians have handled the situation. They've mainly cut off the power supply, the water supply, and also the food supply. So let's see how long they stay in there without no power, no water, and no food. Let's wait and see. And I know what France is doing. I know what they are doing. They want to set a trap for the military junta to fall in. They are doing all this so that the military juntas will go in and try to force the ambassador out. And then they will not come to attack Niger, citing that Niger has attacked one of their people. That is exactly what they are planning to do. But we have all understood their playbook. We all know what they are planning. And I know the military junta in Niger must have thought about all this. They must have worked out the whole thing, and they must have looked at different scenarios on how things might play out. So let's see how long Mr. French ambassador can stay in his compound with no light, no water, and no food. But you guys out there, let us know your take about this development in Niger. What might be the reason why France is refusing to pull out their ambassador after Niger openly asked him to leave? Do you think that the ambassador is doing something fishy in the country? And secondly, do you think that France has ever considered West Africa or Central Africa or their former colonies as independent nations? Let us know in the comment section below, because like always, we love hearing what you have to say. And also, do not forget to like this video, share this video, follow our Facebook page, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel, because little bit of good way, like the one you're doing just now, help us a lot, and we shall forever be grateful to you. So thank you very much for doing just that. And like always, see you in the next one.